been a long time. I want to talk about education. If you start education at infancy, it is a good way to increase the intelligence of the child and of really creating culture, intelligence of the species. It is a new standard for what could be called a level 1 civilization. A global consciousness is something fostered innately from something like this, and it is very important that this be understood, as well as the concept of developmental education, deciding the curriculum based upon the stages of development rather than grading the grades and graduating from those grades. Rather, having a system that is based on the developmental stages like infancy, childhood, adolescence, young adulthood, and adulthood. And by having all of these stages, you really never finish education if you're a citizen, if you're a participating member of society. One of the ways to keep children in the education system for a longer period of time is by simply giving them an incentive, like a driver's license. They can't graduate without receiving their driver's license. The other idea is to have one subject per day, but you have maybe one language to go along with it, or you have practicums, recesses for 1 hour in exchange for 1 hour of the primary subject. These practicums could consist of martial arts, agriculture, and music, and with age could be expanded and complexified, as well as, of course, the subjects, the primary subjects themselves. To begin with, one would start with grammar, logic, and rhetoric, and graduate to the math, geometry, music, and astronomy. This is the 7 classical education subjects, the trivium and quadrivium. Now, however, the whole point is to create community out of this, and to really integrate the entire community into the education system in various places. For instance, the people who teach martial arts today, if they were to work instead for the education system, would be paid far more, and everybody in the education system is paid far more than they would if they were to do it privately. To do it a part of the education system means that you are contributing to the expansion of the intelligence of the new generation, rather than the service of the present generation. So your value in service is much greater. And so the idea is to incentivize people into this system by increasing the pay rate, making it much higher, making it really the cherished, the most dear, I guess, resource that the economy could possibly have. So the point is to increase the education system by having a much greater incentive, along with the idea of course, having professors of their field at the childhood to adolescence stage in order to answer all the questions, as well as childhood psychologists, but having it as simple in the infancy stage as a grandmother, a Spanish-speaking grandmother, or just a foreign-speaking grandmother, with some helpers who are of the same speaking language, maybe in a family setting of some sort, but to really just have multiple people speaking a different language, and As simple as that. Nothing more. You don't need to have a degree or anything of that sort to have that, to fulfill that kind of a need, which is really reorganizing an economic structure to give more resources to the foreign-speaking segment of the economy. And of course, this goes along with many other concepts, such as, of course, changing the economy, the economic structure, in such a way that poverty, taxation, debt are all antiquated concepts, obsolete in the fact that we must transcend them, and as well transcend our technology and our economy, our concept, our constructs. We need to redefine the wheel of our mind in such a way that we can somehow overcome the planetary disease, plunder, rape, whatever you can really come up with as far as a negative connotation, you know, the scourge of the planetary organism that has been grown out of the monetary institutions, the financial industrial institutions of the world, and so we must overcome them. And how to do that is by unifying behind concepts of greater importance, really, than the ones that we have today. I have written about these concepts, these alternatives, and they are now free to view over the internet. I have everything organized now. Speaking to myself at that point. Alright, I feel good about this. I'm glad to be once again making videos on YouTube. My salutation for, I guess, most of these videos, I'm going to say love and gratitude. So, love and gratitude. Love and gratitude.